Hello, monkey. Another week. Let's go. I don't even remember where I left off. All I remember is that we didn't have damage on the shields or any reaction. Why? Because we didn't implement it. And I guess we have to continue there. Let's see. Hello, Phil. So right now, if we go here, we can have a shield. There was something going on here which we should look at. Maybe I should also make that thumbnail for shields. Because of this probably. So yeah, maybe we should begin with that. How do we do this? Here's the UI, here's the scene capture. And this is the initialize. Interestingly enough, we are never adding this in the game currently. I don't see any gameplay design choice that would make it necessary to add or remove this for now, unless we have like some kind of special story elements. That always can be settled with special cases. What we do need is to add the the barrier. And that's not where, and it's not getting created in the initialize. It shouldn't, because we create it via playing. Then again, does the create do something? Where does this happen? can't be in here, right? Default battle level. No idea what that is. Disc actor. We need to make sure that we in-game never call our formation a disc. But what to call it else if we go to tutorial or something like that? Fire Ember, that doesn't matter. We need to find out what's going on here. Battle Disc. Is that actually in here? Here. Any finds? Yes. This is the Battle Disc actor initialize. Could be. Can always do this. Yes, and no. At this point we would know that it starts there. But yeah, this is just the initialize, cannot happen again. It's not the error. And pulse. So it happens while the animation plays. Disc actor. But this find is not the one. That is for sure. Maybe in the abstracts. Find. Set fighting entity slot to HP. In. Oh, that could be. And these are like an event. So let's see, is this the thing? I didn't make a print call after the function, so we are actually blind. But yeah, it didn't happen. Where is this coming from? I don't want to think. I just want the result here. Where? Oh, wait. Could just do this. Ah. Where are we? So it does happen here. Oh, this is not on event tick. It's only placed once, I guess. Or does it? Huh. Oh, this is an update signal. So it is the MP that is right now failing. And it happens only once instead of twice, which is strange. So the ability does it when charging happens. This should actually happen 2 times. Let's see what happens. Slot ID, Earth Crystal, should be here. It is. So yeah, this is not the problem. Excuse me, what? Ah yeah, of course, this needs to get destroyed. No, that's the second one. Going in. Slot ID what? No slot ID. Will you look at that? The second one doesn't give us a slot ID. What's going on? How is this even possible? Air crystal needs to go through. There's no snapshot. It's concerning. I think I know what's going on. At least I know where it's going on. In the pre-calculation, this needs to have happened. In here. Let's see how many times this goes in. owning or playing 7. Not in scope, but this is felt. Crystal stuff. The other one didn't go in. Oh, hello, baby! Hello, hello! How are you doing? Are you enjoying your Sunday evening? Oof. How about Monkey is a little sleepy. I woke up too early. Same. This happens in the battle controller. So why don't we go into the pre-calculation here? This thing needs to happen 2 times. What's going on with the front Arblings? I think it's time to look in here. So strange. So, we're in here. We go in and this should be 2. Yes. So why does the second one not go in here? Oh, don't tell me it's going to do nothing. That could be... Okay, snapshot. And this is the second one. Now let's see what's going on. This is the second one, right? Yes. Boom. Use ability. It needs to create the ability. And there's the pre-calculation. So what's going on? Why is this failing to do the snapshot? What? Oh no! It's because of the return. Ah, garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. We need to return here and do a local save of the bool. If you want to implement it, that is. And I don't want to ignore. I think this bool is now dying because we will not use it. And if I want to use it, then I will add it later. Where is it? I lost it. How can I get to the parent here? There we go. This thing needs to go. And then Nope. This thing cannot be in there. Now there shouldn't be. Uh-oh. Why you error? Ah, you error because this. But we don't use this, so... Oh my god, this is so bad. So are we using this somewhere? One action exists. So if I go to one action exists, if I just turn this into true whenever an action is getting created, then we're good. Like this. Let me make another T. And I'm back. All right. So this should now make it work again. How was the anime yesterday, baby? Whoop. The bug seems to be gone now, which is good. Very short, I see. Oh no, no, they are not doing it. No, they are not even doing anything. That's bad. But why? Why are they failing now? This needs to happen. Why is it not happening? What changed? What did I break? Are you kidding me? Okay. I mean... Oh, okay, yes. Up. Looks good to me. So why doesn't it happen? This thing needs to happen right now. Let's see again. It's not doing it. This thing is empty. Are you kidding me? Is it at least going inside here, please? Is it going in with the wrong index? What's going on? Oh my god, I'm so mad. Wasting time. It's not even going there! I am going mad. Ability order 0. There is no ability in here. Of course, we are clearing it. Never mind. This thing is the important one. There are 2 Orplings in here. Decide next action should be use ability, which spawns an ability. Initialize ability, pre-calculate the ability. Oh. And then add the ability. I forgot about that. Okay, that was a silly error. Okay, bug is out and it is working. Now this barrier creation needs to add a thumbnail in front of everything. Maybe here or something. So we need to, in 3D space, make a slot for it. Where's the competitor here? Okay, why? I'm going to lose it. Okay, what the hell? Why are they not there? Oh, there. Never mind. What the fuck? Why would that go to 0? I mean, in the opposite direction. Okay. This is wrong. This needs to be in the child actor. Oh boy. This is actually bad. These need to be abstract. Okay. I will now do something that is rather risky, but we have to do it. Okay. Seems to be right now. Oh dear. Good, still works. What the fuck? Why are they facing the other way? What? I'm going insane. Hey, Sin. I don't know, dude. Things are very, very strange. How about you? No, it's not surprising at all, actually. At least for me, I can see where the problems could come up. Millions of triangles. Oh boy, dude. But at least then you have some kind of game-ready assets that are presentable, right? In my case, I always do things from scratch, and my artist abilities are crap, so everything looks crap. And that's not really presentable, but I'm still going with it. I see. And what the hell? I see, I see. Well, I hope it's not a lot of work. Now it turns correctly. I don't know what was wrong there, but it was strange. Now we can adjust the position of this thing and see how that looks. I feel like the barrier needs to be a little different. Wait, this doesn't update? Oh, of course, it needs to be on play mode. Should the barrier slot be bigger? That feels wrong. Have you seen that creature art before? Or is it new? I mean, it's reworked. It's like a couple of weeks old now. This one is actually like a couple days old. I have 3 more for the other 3 Arplings. I'm still missing the evolution, but I need to first decide which Arpling to evolve to make another commission. But here, for instance, this will be the thumbnail for Orky. This will be the thumbnail for Shroomy. And this one will be the thumbnail for Snacky now. And I also have a 3D model of Tomati now that I commissioned. Like, we all know how beautiful my 3D looks, but look at this one. me see. It's this one, I think. Mati. Here's the 3D project. Ta-da! It's Tomati! It has different faces too. You go here. And then move this here. Isn't it cute? I can't wait to add this into the game. I already commissioned another art. Oh, this is something to look into. What happens if we do this? That's better. I need to adjust a little bit the tessellation. But it shouldn't warp, right? When I do the camera thing? Oh, it isn't warping, it's just perspective, right? Am I going mad? Or is this just... Hold on. Yeah, this is just a quad, so I don't know why it's doing this. But if I do this, it should be fine. Interesting. I can't wait to add the other things. Look at the nose, man, the snout. So cute. If you guys are interested, the artist is called Celestis in Twitter. I have to find the Twitter log. Let's see. Here it is. There. This one. URL is here. And my concept art is from here. All right, let's continue. Yeah, right. I was rather lucky to find them. And Pekka-kun, like the 2D artist, did the 3D art for Mira too. It was their first model, but I mean, they did good. Let's see. Now I want a slot for our barriers, and this thing will be the thumbnail for it. So I need to find a good position for it. And I'm not sure about the size. Something like this. On the color wheel, does any color take priority? You mean the formations here? And what do you mean by priority? When you start a battle, you already have set up one front to be always the start. So that one will be your starting front. Like, is certain color in effect? Yes, the one facing the enemy is in effect. And the 3 Orplings in there are the ones that are fighting and getting damaged. Anything behind is in orb form, like this. Maybe I need to make it clear that these guys are like orb in orb form. Could be cool to make them like animate into a little ball and then be behind, but the problem is I need to know what kind of beast is in there. And this one will be like the wall that we can create, but this feels like so small. Maybe I need a different kind of widget for this, not like this. I'm so indecisive. Should I just try to make this bigger? Of course I can't. Now the size seems to be better, but I'm still not sure. Like having this and then some kind of barrier symbol could work. I mean, this is version 1. I just need something to indicate that there is something in there. At some point we can always change the form of the thumbnail itself. And I guess this is the positioning, I would say. Like, if there is no barrier, this thumbnail is not there. And then I also need to make this thumbnail in such a way that when we do the crystal and then the earth barrier, that both are visible. I need to make some... In my old system, this thumbnail was like switching from one indicator to the next, so you would know there are 2 of them. I guess 25. Of course you die when I do that. Occasion 25. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Not only that, they're also too small. I'm not a designer, that's why everything looks bad. I mean, the disc itself looks bad. It needs, how to say, another pass, I guess. But I'm trying to just make the thing, how to say. I just make it work right now, and then in such a way that I can just exchange the art. I'm just thinking the RGB CMY concept of the combat system results in color chaos. That is true. When it's all presented simultaneously. I know. Maybe I can make it subtile. Is that even an English word? I'm not sure. So I was thinking of an angle. Angle? You mean make this flatter? The problem then is that the health bars, etc., are colliding with each other. But yeah, no, your feedback, I also see it that way. The problem is, I don't know how to make it look good, and I spent way too much time for this disc, and it still looks like crap. So I just went on and tried to do other things. Now, this thing needs to be created dynamically, and it needs to be updated here too. Yeah, maybe playing with the intensity and the shaders could help, but in general the design of the wheel itself is bad already, so we would just decorate crap with how to say, we would be fighting symptoms instead of the cause. But yeah, I agree. To make some colors more, how to say, go into the background while you go into that formation to show, hey, this is active, you are now in fire, could work, and the other colors don't confuse you that much in the grand scale, I guess. Correct. I mean, I'm happy that you helped me with the from RGB to hue saturation and what was it? You know, that other thing. That was a huge help already. But you can tell that, dude, if I do something that should look like something, it always looks very bad. Yes, that one. But yeah, let's do the wall thingy. This needs to be created, or the widget itself needs to be a little smarter here. I think the widget needs to be in there, and then the widget itself needs to know, hey, I need to be visible or not visible, something like that. Ooh. And if I change the widget, that could mean that the update stuff doesn't work as well anymore, because we are going with the thumbnails. Speaking of, this thing is the slot. Yeah, right. I always face so many problems with the RGB CMY stuff, because anything that is designed to have some kind of color runs into the problem that the color has meaning. So if I do something that is like not that major and give it color, now all of a sudden the player could think, hey, this has this element, this needs to mean something, but in the end it's just some background thing that just needed some kind of color. Like for instance, when I wanted to do the artifact that the player is, like the one that Mira has that follows her, I didn't know what color to give it, and in the end it's just now some kind of noise of colors, which is fine, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. In that regard, even the Orpling trails, I couldn't give them some kind of color, and now they look like this. Which is also fine, but it needs work. Now, let's ignore the balls, of course. They will get another pass. But this thing, I'm not sure if this is, again, too chaotic. But maybe it could also play into it, as in everything is digital, etc. I'm not sure. We will have to see. This is problematic. Now this function is already doing everything that this widget would give us, which is the thumbnail widget. So now if I have a wall that has a different widget type, we might run into issues. And UI with abstract classes is a very bad idea, since if you go to the parent, or into the child, then the widget designer is now locked to the parent, and it's very hard to adjust it with construction script. Yeah, but we will see. Right now I'm not, how to say, not too worried about the look as a final step. Just some kind of look that is a little bit presentable instead of cubes is my current goal. That any particular thing should be distinguished by two attributes, like color and texture, form and animation. So maybe anything elemental in your game needs to be distinguished by one additional thing other than color. Shape could be a thing, because elements also have shape. Like if we look at this, the elements also have assigned solids, which is subtle, but there was thinking, or how to say, some design going into it, which has some meaning in it. Now I would need to find the crystals. Artifacts? No. It is crystal characters. Shroomy. Sphere. Ah, there they are. I think. Where's the rest? That can't be it. Prime Wardening. Wait, where are the helpers? Fishy items, low detail islands, orky, shroomy, simple? No. Tomati, wild man, mortai, snake, sphere. Ah! There they are. Helper solids. So... is there a better way to show them? No. So I have this. This, this. This, and this. So, where's red? Here. So now, you would need to think about the elements and some number. Looking at fire, it's a triangle, and you have to make a shape out of a triangle, which is this thing, which is RGB 100. Now looking at cube, that's 4, and blue is a 5. So we have a pentagon, and then we can do a shape like this. Now, these are the RBG things. Now if we go for cyan, that would be R0, B1 and G1, which means no triangles, a cube, a square, and a pentagon needs to be in there. So if we go to this, then we have a cube and a pentagon making a prison. And if we go to crystal, which is magenta, the opposite of this thing, so we have no square, but we have a pentagon and a triangle. Then we have this shape where it's hard to see, but we have pentagons and triangles making this shape. And the same for this guy, which is a square and triangle mix. So there are shapes, but I'm not sure if we can use them. There are another thing for the shapes, which is the world's what is it called? Depiction of these elements for the guys that are living there. Fire is this thing. Water is this. Wait, no, water is this. Earth is this. And crystal is this. Air is this. And lightning is this. Here you can see that anything on the light side is a closed shape, while having a count of edges, so to speak. And on the dark side, you have the same amount of edges while not having a closed shape. cannot see the crystal one. Which was the hardest thing to come up with? Because the crystal looks a little strange. So I have different depictions of the elements. I can use these, but yeah, we have to see how that comes into play. For instance, if we have like in the UI turn it into a element, that symbol could be showing there, but I don't know. But I will keep that in mind, that two things to depict something is helpful. I wonder if people will catch these details. I remember years ago designing these things, and it really took a while to make everything as smooth as possible. As in, not look-wise, but as in connection-wise. If you get my drift. Like the depiction of elements, and then that they do play with each other in multiple ways. So this is the widget. Should I just reuse this? Which means that our wall would always need to be the same, or we make a extra widget for it and then we have to handle it here in a special way. Which means we also need to save it differently. Yeah, but in my case, probably less than 5% will catch on. I mean, if you think about these shapes here, you will only see them at the start of the game and maybe at the end of the game. And who the hell looks at the shape and then thinks, hey, this is a triangle and it's red and the other one is green, etc. And in cyan you don't have red, so there is no triangle. Wow! So that's why no one will think about that. I hope just that someone makes a Wikipedia page with a trivia that shows that little detail. Yeah, maybe. I wonder what I will do after I reworked my battle system, because then many things would be finished. Probably the UI needs to then be tackled, as in the main UIs for shops and your status, etc. They really need to get a rework too. And then maybe I'm finally ready for some content. Which means I will probably have to rework the whole island stuff so that looks better instead of my programmer graphics. So I think I will just leave this as is and make it so that I can exchange it easily. Where is my... Here. So this is the FE that goes through. The problem is this looks for the thumbnail, which means if it doesn't find it in here, maybe it should just look into another slot, which would be the wall slot. That could work, maybe. Which means every time we create that thing, we also need to add it somewhere. So how do we put it through? Alright, scene. You too. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye. This just goes through here, but now if we create a barrier, did I close that? Yes. When we create a barrier, now it also needs to create a UI. And it needs to happen in the ability stuff, so we need to go for the spawn thing and then... Oh. So here we would need like spawn UI. This thing, and then the barrier ability needs to do this on hits, or when it is fired here. So maybe we don't need it. Maybe we can use the... no, I can't. Or can I? No, baryon spawn. And the rest is just particles. So maybe we can use this barrier spawn instead. So when barrier spawns, do appear animation while also creating the UI. So this can go away. And how do we get to the UI? Through the battle controller? Do we even have access to it? Or do I just ask for the access? There's the UI controller, it's here. Battle UI is here, the controller is here. This is getting set. Add to viewport. And where do we ever initialize the battle UI? Or is it already initialized? It is. Has nothing to do with this guy, okay. This is just a screen. Scene capture camera. I don't care. Thumbnail this year. Competitor. The competitor itself has a UI. Thumbnail widgets. And the other one has the disk. So now it's not only thumbnail widgets, it's also the what is it called? The barrier widget. Barrier thumbnail widget. That needs to... like the widget component, and then we have like more than one widget that can be assigned to it, and it needs to like switch from one to the other. Oh god, okay. So the Battle UI competitor needs to know this. So we could just have this there. We just need to get rid of this stuff. This is like its own function. And this needs to be then in here with this thing to always look at the camera. And this stuff needs to happen somewhere else. Like the assigning needs to happen somewhere else, and this thing needs to be like created, and then in event graph. Is it an event graph? Do I ever do something here in event graph? Yes. Move active, spin shortest. This needs a parent. Importantly. This needs to be in the abstract. Actually. Great. So if I do this, does it mean I have to do the parent thing at the end of everything? And when it's false, do I need to update? How to know when to update? I guess we don't update it there. Never mind, we probably need to tell this every time when it happens in the children. This can be still there though. But we do need some kind of functionality in this one that tells the thumbnail, if there is more than one, that there should be some kind of timer that switches it up. But I think that functionality is like for future monkeys to handle. Right now we need another map here for barriers. Barrier thumbnails. What is this? Battle thumbnail widget. Probably this one. Widget component. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Does this have the widget itself? Get widgets. That's how we do it. Oh my god. I missed that, baby. Every time I heard this, I was remembering. Oh god. We are so deep in the sauce right now. So now we have this thing with this thing. And right now this thing will only have the crystal. So we don't even need to do this. You could go here. Find crystal barrier. And this would already work for now with this thumbnail. And then we would need to do the same thing that we do here with the snapshot. So if this fails, if true, we go in here. And if it fails, it needs to do something else. What the hell? And then we have to do this. If true. With slot name though. We have to go here. Can I just go with this? The problem is now this thumbnail has MP too, so this actually doesn't work that well. We really need to change this. So I actively need to change the UI stuff, so we are actually wrong. This thing needs to have its own UI. I could duplicate for now and get rid of the MP stuff, I guess. Let's do it. How does your week look like, baby, work-wise? Are you working from Monday to Saturday? Did you ever work on Sundays? I see. How about this week? Gonna work Monday, Tuesday, and then I got free Wednesday and Thursday. Oh no, I see. So your weekend is on Wednesday and Thursday. Is it actually bad to have work on Saturday and Sunday if you have Wednesday and Thursday free? Do you experience things where things are shitty as in I can't do this? Like working on Sunday is whatever, right? I mean, everything is closed anyway. It's just everyone has free, but no one does anything with people usually on Sunday anyway. Ah, yes. So if you're on your break, then tough luck. Yeah, that's true. I think the wall will not have soft and hard damage. For now, let's keep it in because I don't have brakes technically. Technically seen. That's so German. Yeah, that's bad. All right. So we don't care about this thing. So to speak. Wait, what's going on? Yeah, I don't care. Here is thumb battle barrier. Yes, please. Now into red bar. And we probably don't need this. Interp green bar. Let's get rid of the red bar. Get rid of the red bar. Green bar we need. So anything red bar needs to now go away. MP, MP. I'm not sure. This is green bar active, red bar set. So red bar, interp red bar. So I guess soft is also the red bar stuff. Yes. Bye bye. Green bar. Red bar. Red bar. Green. Red. Red. Green, green. Active, interp. Designer. Red. Soft. It's gone. Fill, HP border. We are finish. Now this is there. This is dead. Let's get rid of this execution. And this can go here. Now, of course, we don't need the enum active anymore, since we can just look at the green bar active, but it's fine. This calculation needs to change. But I think now this could work with a little luck, I guess. Man, today I'm so slow, but the problem was I didn't know what to do. But now I have a clearer view, so the idea was actually to make the damage stuff happen, but we don't even have a UI to see how much HP the barrier has, so that needed to be done first. And now we have to actually make it visible when we create it. This thing currently is always there, which needs the barrier stuff. Now we need like a functionality to turn it on and off. I'm not sure if I should make it with an animation, but that's like polishing. I think I will just make it up here for now. Now the problem is how this thing currently looks like this. So if I start the game right now, it should show there. And since we don't have a barrier currently, it should not be here. Also, let's change the default into our ugly thumbnail, so we actually know it's like a test. How do I get it in there? Initialize. Holy shit, where is it? Maybe I'm going to cry. It's too much to do. Here. Thumb. There it is. Nice. What do you think about the contrast between my test test thumbnail and the real one? Shit. It's uncanny. It looks just the same. Maybe I should send this to the artist to see. Hey, I cannot see a difference. Monkey's artist too. Now this part needs to happen and this thing we don't care. Set brush thumbnail, that's correct. But this needs a function in here. I don't know if they would understand that joke since there's a little language barrier and since we didn't joke that much in our things, but it would be nice to have a banter like this. Hey, look, I'm going to replace you. What do you think of my art? Okay, set world rotation needs to happen afterwards though. Refresh thumbnail. This is wrong. This needs to be in the initialize. Okay, so first we need to do this inside the widget. Create widgets. No, that doesn't work. Hold on. So this part needs to happen thing. We need an initialize. Something like that. And then we don't care about this. Thumbnail needs to be in here. Where? Oh, don't tell me they're all no variables. It is. So this is one of the Unreal funny things. We would need to... Never mind, it's here. Okay. This goes in here. Widgets. Well, it's not created now. Do I create it anyway? I need to create it. And it needs to be a variable in here maybe too. But we can get the widget from here, right? No, we... What? Where are we? Holy shit, I'm going mad. This cannot work. I'm so stupid. Widget component, this is all outside. Oh my god. Okay. The only thing that we can do is this. To set the height, etc. But we also need to make it now all invisible here. So no, the rest needs to stay actually, but this goes away. Initialize. Wait. Why can't I do this? Initialize. I will go to sleep now since I need to wake up early tomorrow. Good night. Hope the rest of the stream goes smoothly. Thank you, baby, for tuning in. Have a good week. Bye bye. What the hell? Now. Is this better than this? Can I go inside here to look what it is? No. Probably this better then. Which means this thing might be a bad idea, but maybe also not, because yeah, the set widget needs to happen. Oh my god. If I wanted to make an animation to fade these, but I will probably never do that because it would look bad anyway. But I think if I had to switch between the two barrier widgets in an animated way, this approach wouldn't work. Because we have one component with the widget, and that can only have one actual widget in it, so the widget itself would need to know both of the things, which it doesn't right now. We are just switching it with this. So this creates widget doesn't even work as I want it to. Would this still work? So now all this create stuff needs to happen from the ability. And then go in here. So we have the barrier spawn, we also have the target competitor, which means we have the UI, which now means we can make the barrier happen. Which means we would need the image. Do we have the image? here. So we do have that. Barrier ability. Do a pure animation. So it happens here with the creation. Where's the spawn? It's here. Battle info. Competitors targets. Competitor target. Barrier slot. Do we ever save this thing? So we create the barrier and add it into the barrier slots. How do we get the slot with this one? Something like that. So we need this thing and we need this thing. And we need abstract battle UI controller, this thing. So let's put these next to each other and then go in here. We need to get the competitor. Or does the competitor have the UI already? Yes. Which is abstract battle UI competitor. This thing. Create barrier thumbnail. Component. Or set up. Set up barrier widget component. Add barrier widgets. We now would need to know what kind of type of barrier. And this thing. So the slot and the type info gets info break. Yeah, that doesn't help. Maybe with this? No. Get info. This thing. The icon is here. Now this part is not correct because we need like something that switches around. But since we only have one widget type for now, it is fine. I just want to see if it now actually works. Okay, so the functionality is here. Now we have to make sure that the calls are actually getting through. So the ability, when it's getting created, the ability create barrier, it goes through. Okay. And then add and then set. So it should be visible when this happens. Let's see if it really happens. Yes, perfect. So now this thing can be switched up between the crystal and the earth barrier. Now I need to tell my artist if they can make a thumbnail for the barrier. For now I can make one myself. We need to go to abilities store. This thing. I need a background, or else it's not visible. And maybe not a white one. Could even just take a screenshot like this and add it in. Oh well. Anyway, when we have that, we can add it. Now the UI is there. And I think I can grab the information to alter it. Because we have it here. We also need to remove it when it dies. That's the widget, and here's the crystal barriers not. That's the ability. Here. So the barrier gets created here. The UI element is already there. And then through the animation stuff, we create the widget here, and that this part is not correct right now because we automatically set it up, but it should be like some kind of timer thing that knows, hey, what am I showing right now? If I don't show anything, set it immediately. If I already am showing something, then set this immediately while resetting the timer, and then swap between those two, something like that. But I will implement that when I add the earth barrier. Now, does the wall itself have the UI? Or do I go through the competitor? Probably through the competitor. Presets crystal. That's the effect. Ability. That's the VE. And here is the barrier. Yeah, this guy does not know anything about the widget. Does the abstract know about the widget? We go through slots. How do I damage this thing currently? So if we go here, this sends it through this. And this goes here. This is just the updates. So owning competitor element to change. Like HP, etc. So this goes to the competitor. Info, slot name here. So it goes from this snapshot, and the snapshot has the info to that slot. And the slot itself goes in here. And this, it would break here because it couldn't find, which I should do. Again, if it cannot find it, do nothing. If a function, good morning. The cast would of course already break it, but with a none to cast is a bad idea. And this update does it already. Set to slot HP. I think we don't use this currently. Yeah. So we could also do it here then. Doesn't matter. Okay, so the information goes automatically. And this one we don't use for it anyway. We use this thing, which makes a general search, and if it doesn't find it, it searches in the barrier thumbnails, and then it goes through there with the HP. And then we now need to actually know how this can function, because the soft damage needs to go anyway. So this goes directly in here. And then we would need to see how that goes. Abstract Battle UI competitor. Local HP. You get it through this currently. I'm not sure if that works for walls. Get stats. Get Orpling stats. Yeah, that wouldn't work. If this fails, we would need to go for cast barrier. FE barrier. And then go with this. And if this fails, we need to go FE stat calculation outside of Orpling. Outside of Orpling and barrier. This. And then we would need to do stuff. This is get Orpling stat, but now we would need to implement get barrier stats. So get Orpling stat duplicate, get barrier stat. This would be the barrier. Like this. Does this still work? Why doesn't it work? Barrier get. Is it because of this? Interesting. Why didn't it change, I wonder? Okay. So we would need to change this function. Now I need to find where I was to add it in there. Don't matter. God damn it. I guess we could just search for this and then find the part. Here. So this would now kind of work. The problem is the MP here. I guess we would need to move this stuff around. The HP get can be on both, but the MP only is needed up here. Oh well. Alright. I think I will call it a day here. We added the UI. Next time we will do the barrier damage response with the calculations. So, fifth function. Phil, thanks for tuning in. All the lurkers, thank you, thank you. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye, monkey.